Hello everyone and welcome to the very first Gaming Heroes special. Today we'll be discussing more about the story of Gaming Heroes, especially the very most recent episode which had a lot of situations going on in the story. So I wanted to discuss a little bit of that on the decisions that I made on the story and what's coming in the future, and take a look at your comments of the episodes as well. So let's go in parts. So let's talk about the introduction of Nathan Drake, which I know a lot of you enjoyed a lot, which I'm very happy because I really wanted to bring in a hero that is not really on a Nintendo console to show that, this is video games world. No matter what console you come from, the video game heroes are all united somehow. So with Nathan Drake, I really wanted to do that. I always been wanting to have Nathan Drake on the show for a long time. I've been thinking, how am I gonna put him? I just couldn't come up with an idea for him until I thought, hey, so we want them to steal the Triforce, but how can they steal the Triforce without being too obvious? They need to use someone in a special way. That's when the idea of Nathan Drake came up, and I thought it was perfect for this moment, especially since we have Tomb Raider already on the show. So I wanted also to explore that dynamic between those two characters. Another thing we have on this show is the introduction of Zelda. Finally, Princess Zelda joins the show, and we really wanted to make this episode be more centered on what is Hyrule. We only saw the Gaming Heroes base beyond Hyrule on the second episode, but this time we're seeing more of it, explore a little bit more of that world. So I thought introducing Zelda was very key of that. And we also have a very special character that joins, or was always there, but we'll talk about more later on that. So another thing that happened on the episode was the conflict between Mario's friends and Sonic friends. They were debating if Rouge the Bat was a spy for the Master of Shadows. Others were debating that Mario was simply working with the Master of Shadows somehow. And well, that caused a lot of conflict between the heroes. I really wanted to try something more like Civil War kind of thing that you see on Marvel, but I'm not one that really loves seeing the heroes have conflicts between them. But I really wanted to explore it, even if it's just for a few short minutes, because in reality, characters have conflicts. They had come from different places. Since everything is becoming much more darker on this show, the stakes are getting more and more higher. Having trust between them is gonna be a little bit more conflicting. But in the end, after this episode, after the events that happen in the end, they become more united because they feel like they have a purpose to defend now. The other big thing is that we reveal who the Master of Shadows is. Finally, after 3 seasons, we finally reveal who was the Master of Shadows, and it was none other than Gandalf from Legend of Zelda. So some of you might say, why Gandalf? I had a lot of conflict and debate deciding who to make the Master of Shadows, but ultimately I always wanted him to have a true identity in the gaming world, because in the end this is Gaming Heroes. With this season, we really wanted to make sure everything around the show was really about gaming itself, all the characters from video games. Because in previous seasons we have some original creations like Cow with the Cow, Polar Bear. Master of Shadows was like a new sort of created character. Some Master of Shadows has an excuse to not having figures of a villain. In the end, I finally have a lot of villains of figures, so it was a matter of who or what will it be. One of the ideas I had for Master of Shadows was to be Mephiles. Mephiles from Sonic 06. Unfortunately, I decided not to do Mephiles because Sonic 06 is a conflicted game for some people. I personally enjoyed the game quite a bit. I mean, there were some things that obviously that I did not like Princess Elise, romance and all that stuff. But I think it has some pretty cool ideas in the long run. But anyway, we're not gonna talk about Sonic 06. So ultimately I decided to scratch the idea of Mephiles, and in the end I felt like I was putting way too much Sonic characters on the show, and in the end it's called Gaming Heroes. I know that Sonic is still one of our main core characters here, and all of its friends are here, but Mario is also part of that core. But I feel like I wanted to expand more between Sonic and Mario. Let's show other video game legends. So in the end, Gandalf was like the perfect choice, because if you remember the story of Legend of Zelda is about how the light and the dark are reborn each time through each legend. So I got inspired on that idea that the darkness and the light come back again. So Ganondorf is this form of Master of Shadows. That doesn't mean there's another thing called Master of Shadows out there. I'm just gonna leave you with that. We'll see what happens. Some people did not enjoy the idea of having the Master of Shadows be a character. They just wanted it to be an original character that transforms into things. So don't worry, there might be something out there. So now we're gonna discuss the comments you sent to me through the video on this very last episode. And again, big thank you for leaving comments and really enjoying the episode. The comments have been very positive. I'm very happy about it, because I love writing, especially this episode, because I really want it to be story heavy. I love writing. I love writing scripts of movies, TV shows. So I was very excited about this episode because I really went a little bit more than what I usually do. To start off, we have Dark Phoenix 675 says, the Master of Shadows was Ganondorf? I thought it might be Discord. That would have been a pretty cool idea to have Discord and be about bringing the universe of My Little Pony. That would be interesting. But no, in the end, again, like I said before, I really wanted to focus on the gaming heroes themselves. But still, a cool idea there you got. Sega Speed 123 says, do you plan on making a Super Smash Brothers series? Well, originally I was gonna do one. It was gonna be more based on amiibos. It was gonna be called Amiibo Royale, and it was gonna be a story with the amiibos, and then they go inside the game and they fight in the game, which would combine the gameplay of the game, but also have story outside the game, and even include the master hand, and create my own story based on Super Smash Brothers. I'm undecided about it because it involves having a lot of characters. I canceled the project temporarily because the amiibos became very hard to find. They're still very hard to find. So that's why I'm being ignoring that idea for now. But the idea of Super Smash Brothers, ignoring the amiibo storyline I was doing, I think it's possible I could do it. I mean, Gaming Heroes is sort of like that, but we could do something a little bit more different, start a new story and saga. At least for now, this will be the very last season of Gaming Heroes. It's gonna be around 10 episodes as usual. So yeah, it's gonna be ending next year possibly. We're gonna end it next year because it's gonna be our 10th anniversary of being on YouTube, so that's pretty cool. That doesn't mean I'm retiring from doing stop motions or anything. I just want to focus on doing different kinds of projects of stop motions, let's plays, toy boxing, everything. We're gonna have a lot of videos of different content all over the place. The Blue Blur 24 says, I like how you did like a Super Smash Brothers thing, but with Nathan Drake. Why, thank you. I'm very happy with your comment. I'm glad that you enjoy Nathan Drake being on the show and how it was played out. Like I said before, I really love putting in Nathan Drake. He's one of my favorite characters of video games overall, and I really wanted to put him next to Lara Croft in the story somehow. Gaming Shilly Hedgehog says, sweet episode, great idea for Ganondorf to be the Master of Shadows. It appears three awesome villains are teaming up. Spyro's death was unexpected, and I thought at the moment he was a Spyro or going to become Dark Spyro. Okay, this is a long comment, so I'm gonna focus first on that first part. Thank you, Gaming Chili Hedgehog, because you've been following my shows for a very, very long time. So very big thanks for that. And thank you for the great comments on the episode. Glad you enjoy Gandalf being the Master of Shadows. As for Spyro, well, yes, ultimately he was the spy working for Master of Shadows. But the Master of Shadows ultimately got what he wanted, which was getting the Triforce powers so he could become Gandalf once again and get his full body as Gandalf. Is Spyro dead or not? This is the video game world, so I won't say everyone's dead on the world of video games. So we'll see. You also ask, what kind of Bowser figure did you use? Is it a World of Nintendo figure? I noticed you use a lot of them. Chic is going to come out soon in that series, which is awesome. Well, that Bowser is a special Bowser they had on GameStop, which was a line that included Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Bowser with a stand. But you didn't have to have them on the stand. And I got that line because it was very cheap. They had it on GameStop like $5, and I saw the Bowser and his size was really great, as you can see here. It's a really great size. Next we have Sonic and the Beans Show. He says, whoa, wait, it was Ganondorf? Oh, so now it makes sense. I really did enjoy this episode. Well, thank you. The set was so real and it seemed like an actual real story to me. I need to make something like that for Stop and Go Mario. Thank you for those first great comments. Go for it, do Stop and Go Mario. Any advice you need, any help you need, voice acting or anything basically, let me know and I'll do everything I can to help you out in anything. I can't wait for more new heroes to come. Now that you're collecting amiibos, I would love to see Pac-Man, Mega Man, or even Bowser Jr. since he'll be with Bowser. Perhaps if King K will be put in the Smash Ballot, we'll see him in the series as well, because you know, he'll be an amiibo. I can tell this series will last a very long time. There's so much more that can happen. It's basically like gaming heroes versus gaming villains. Such a creative idea. Well, thank you, Sonic and the Bean Show. As for Mega Man and Pac-Man, well, we'll see. I mean, I don't want to spoil you what's coming. But the next episode will introduce new characters and we're gonna do something very different again. We're gonna go to a different world to explore, and we're definitely gonna meet a lot of new characters that are gonna help out. Because now that they know that Gandalf is the Master of Shadows, they're gonna recruit as many heroes that they can to really stop him. Plus, Gandalf is building a huge army, and King K. Rool, that would be really cool. Yeah, definitely the goal for this episode was to make it gaming heroes versus gaming villains. That's why at the very beginning of the episode we free Dr. Eggman, because I always thought it would be cool to finally pair Dr. Eggman with Bowser, and now even have Ganondorf with them and make the true trio of villains that I always wanted to see. As for the show lasting a very long time, like I mentioned before, this is the very last season of Gaming Heroes, but again there will be other stop motions. There are gonna be a lot of stop motions of different characters and different shows, and we'll do crossovers, you know, like Flash and Arrow do crossovers. We're gonna be doing a lot of that in the future on the next upcoming shows. And as you know, this show of Gaming Heroes is most of our shows are connected to it. So for example, we have here, this is some DVDs I have of all the stop motions I've done so far. This is Gaming Heroes Season 1. Then we have Gaming Heroes Season 2. And we have Cow with a Cow, that was a spin-off of Gaming Heroes. And it actually takes place... Cow with a Cow takes more or less in place on the Gaming Heroes timeline. Before we get to know Cowie, what was Cowie, we since it was an original character, I always wanted to give a little background of him. Tales in the Sea is not really connected to Gaming Heroes, but it was still very fun to do. Maybe we will connect it somehow at the very end of Gaming Heroes, who knows. Spider Rouge the Bat is also a direct spin-off of Gaming Heroes. It is a story of Rouge during the events of Season 1 of Gaming Heroes. And slowly, at the very end, connecting with the second season of Gaming Heroes. So that's how that show came up, and I'm really proud of Spider Rouge the Bat as well. My favorite shows that I've done is definitely Gaming Heroes and Spider Rouge the Bat, because ultimately they're very original stories, and I always wanted to create stories that unite all these different characters and create stories that connect all together and create a web of stories, you know. So that's been very cool to do. We plan to keep doing the same thing. The only thing I'm still thinking, and maybe you guys can help me a little bit and give me your thoughts on this. So I'm undecided on whether the new shows I'll do will be after the events of the third season of Gaming Heroes, or will it be a brand new timeline? Like, I was thinking just to make the third season of Gaming Heroes be the end of it all, the end of an era, because again, this is the 10th anniversary of Sonic Photo X Studios, will be next year. So we wanted to start fresh, brand new. I just wanted to make stories that people can get into but without needing to watch the old episodes, because if a person starts watching the newest Gaming Heroes season, they have to like watch the second and first seasons to understand some of the things that happened. So I wanted to start fresh, just so that everyone can join in and watch new things. And you know, we really reach a moment where I'm really happy with the quality that we're given, or the special effects have evolved so much compared to the very first season, where a special effect was going black and white. And well, it's gonna be next year, and during the fall and winter this year. And this year, you have seen it, we have done so many changes to our channel, and it's starting to grow, really growing slowly, but it's growing. And again, I thank you so much for the support and making the channel grow. Our channel started growing a lot when we started doing video reviews of video games, so that was cool. And then we started doing toy boxes videos, this Infinity, and the views went up again too. And we added now the action figure reviews as suggested by Sonic and the Bean Show. Thank you for that. So ultimately, I want you guys to, you know, enjoy and have a lot of content to watch. And it helps a lot because sometimes stop motions take a lot of time. I know some of you do a lot of stop motions. I know that it takes a long time. So that's why I'm doing these other type of videos that I can edit very quickly, because it doesn't involve subtitles and special effects. I can just put them all together and put it up. If you enjoy this type of video that I'm doing right now, talking with you guys about the comments and anything, and you want me to do a second video just answering questions, let me know in the comments and put your questions right now in this video, and I will answer all the questions and do a similar video to this one. Assuming you enjoyed this video. If you didn't like this video and you find it boring, I'm sorry. No, but really, I'm always open to all suggestions and all your comments, because in the end, you're the guys that are watching. I'm not the one don't want to be watching myself all the time, even though I'm making some of my dreams come true, like Darkriders on YouTube. But in the end, I want you guys to be part of it. I want you guys to be really part of our channel as a whole.